How will the weather be this week? Here's Lydia with our Agri-weather outlook.
Our fall, for the most part, has been pretty mild with above average temperatures, outside of a little cold snap here or there. We're going to keep that trend going for a little bit longer. Above average temperatures expected as we inch our way closer to Thanksgiving. This outlook takes us to November 22nd. But look at the blue out to the west. That moves in our direction a little bit more as we head into the following week, getting closer to the Thanksgiving timeframe. This now takes us to the 26th of November. And while most of us are still looking at above average temperatures through the middle to the eastern half of the country, out west is starting to see that switch up with a dip in the jet stream and colder air pulling its way in from the north. This is going to slide its way further to the east as we do head into the end of November toward the early parts of December. So we're watching out for this temperature drop. Take a look at this map. This is our 3 to 4 week outlook where a lot of blue starts to work its way in. This is really where we're noticing that La Nina pattern that we've talked about for this upcoming winter kind of start to take shape here. Warmer air down to the south, southeast, down through Texas and parts of Florida, while the cooler air is kind of stuck further up to the north. So this does take us through Thanksgiving to about the middle of December now with this specific outlook, and we're watching out for some below average temperatures. Things are likely to turn a little bit colder. Now, average, of course, is also changing as we head throughout the rest of November and into December. So I just kind of picked November 15th for you just to give you kind of a starting point. Sioux Falls' average high temperature on November 15th is 45 degrees. 43 in Aberdeen, Minneapolis at 42 degrees. Gets a little bit colder, obviously, as you travel further to the north. 41 in Bismarck. The average high temperature for November 15th in Fargo is 38 degrees. So now we've dropped below that 40-degree mark, and 35 up in Grand Forks. So then when you remember that we're watching out for this colder air to work its way in very late November into December, you're likely to see high temperatures colder than that list of numbers, down into the 20s, if not even a couple of teens by the time we make our turn to the calendar into December. We'll watch the numbers specifically closely, but that overall trend to turn colder is likely. You can see this happening here on our jet stream pattern, our upper flow pattern, where you notice these arrows kind of converging together. That's the location of the jet stream that can drive the highs and the lows and bring in some of those air masses. So cold air sends its way off to the east and northeast here in the start of the week. Meanwhile, mild temperatures are holding pretty tight in that same pattern from Texas all the way over to about Florida. We're going to keep this cool air just sitting with us throughout the next week or so. Next week is going to be colder than what we've just experienced over the past week, with a lot of 50s to even near 60-degree days. This is going to look a little bit different here as we make our way into the following week, and then obviously colder even after that toward the Thanksgiving timeframe into December. As for moisture, we have some slight chances to see a little bit of moisture. Could be rain or could be snow.